Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. My apologies, it's late. Um, I've kind of been talking about this a couple days, a couple nights now. It's been a while since I've gone live late, and it don't feel too good. Jenny, salam. What is happening? Man, what a day though. I tell you what, one of those days that like you plan everything and literally nothing goes according to the plan. And it's it's one of those days and everything becomes a surprise. Have you had those days? Maybe I should do a whole live. Maybe I should do the whole live on that. Um, but that's kind of what happened today. I had a whole lot to tackle and handle. I tackled one thing, and I was not by choice. Anyway, I I um I I digress. Let's get into it, Jenny. So, I was listening to Ray Higdon this morning. Surprise, right? And he was talking about a concept. I've talked about this before, actually, and I'm a firm believer of this. And I don't remember where and when I was first introduced to it, but definitely works. So, one thing that you are doing wrong with your to do list, and I have been guilty of this many times. And now I catch myself all the time because like I said, I'm a firm believer with this. But one thing that we do with our to do list that is not working for us is this: we don't have a not to do list. And you may laugh and chuckle at that at first, but I'm telling you, think about it. Your to do list is something that you know. Like, you got to call that insurance agent. You got to run some errands. You got to do some of this stuff. And I'm so guilty of this too. And you end up like doing one third, maybe, right? And just things move on to the next day. Like, you got to move. Oh, I didn't do this tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and then it just keeps moving on and it doesn't get done, right? So we have all this to-do list, right? And we don't get them all done. Let's just be truthful. We don't get them all done. But if you flip the switch, like Joan used to talk about on Thursday, right? By the way, I have well, I'll introduce her to tomorrow, but I have a superstar. I actually cannot wait to hear her story because I don't know much about her except that she's like, I know a little bit about her, but I don't know like the details that we're going to go into on Thursday. But I cannot wait for this person to talk. So yeah, but Joan was talking about it where when you flip the switch, and that's something I've used all the time, but that's the name of her book. So a little plug for her. But when you flip the switch and you look at your not to do list, look at the stuff that you're doing but shouldn't be doing. Have you thought about that? Like, not to do list, like not to procrastinate, not to be late. I told you it's about me too. Not to be late, not procrastinate, not to attend a call, or not to attend a Zoom or a meeting, or not to learn something new, not to prospect today, not to do this, not to do that, right? So you can have a not to do list like, I do not want to be doing these things today. I do not want to be procrastinating. I do not want to end up the day without not prospecting, right? And I think when you start putting a not to do list together, it becomes so much more powerful, because the moment the moment you want to do something that is on your not to do list, you're automatically going to hit pause and stop. You're going to be like, oh, that's kind of on my to do list. I mean, not to do list, like not to eat dessert every time you have something to eat, not to have chocolate today, not to have 4 cups of coffee, and so you and not to do having a not to do list, I think, is maybe, I mean, I can say as equal, but maybe worth even more than just a to do list. Like I said, how many of us are used to our to do list? Like you're used to it. You're like I said, I gotta check this, but you don't, and then it moves to the next. And we're kind of used to our to do list, right? Unless it's something super duper important and comes up, you usually get those things done, right? You usually get those things done. But it's the other things that don't get done, and it's the procrastination. It's the not paying attention to the details or the projects or priorities, right? It's not paying attention to those things that causes you and I to skip or to miss items on our to-do list. Now imagine if you make a not to-do list, you're like, you know what? I'm not going to go to bed without completing my to-do list. You can completely flip it all. You know what? I'm not going to go to bed until I've read 10 pages. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go to bed again not reading 10 pages of a book, right? And if it comes to that point, like I said, it triggers something, right? You're like, oh, it's on my not to do list, right? You go to the fridge and you open the fridge, you see the chocolate cake, you're like, oh, it's on my not to do list, So I think it's as important as your to do list, and I think that you should pay attention to that. And it's it you'll be surprised by how much more you'll get done. No joke. You'll be surprised by how much more you'll get done. And second, it kind of becomes fun a little bit, right? It kind of becomes fun. You're like, you know what? It's on my not to do list. It's not on this list. It's on my red flag not to do list. Like, don't lie. Don't treat people like crap. So very important stuff you can put on that list. And I think if you give it some time and give it some practice and give it some weight, you'll be surprised by the results. So hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. Hopefully you forgive me for going on so late. And I appreciate you guys. Drop one takeaway from this live below. Let this feed grow. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love, tag a couple people. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.